Hey, good morning, everyone. Just thought I'd go live for a little bit. It's Saturday morning. Let's see. Been watching the news this morning and yesterday, and it's kind of it's kind of funnier than all hell. The Republicans bitched about the the impeachment hearings were a farce and they're fake and they're deep state and all that bullshit. And they weren't getting the president didn't have the right to say anything and all that stuff. And what they don't understand is Nixon, Clinton had special prosecutors that done all the investigation, right? Now the worst part is Nixon took 569 days, 569 days to investigate Nixon from start to finish, and that was it. Clinton, it took, if I'm not mistaken, 120 days to investigate Nixon. Okay? I mean, Clinton. And Clinton got nailed for getting a blowjob in his office by Monica Lewinsky. That was it. Okay? Now, but Clinton and Nixon were totally different days. You just had three networks: ABC, NBC, CBS, New York Times, LA Times, stuff like that. Now you got the internet, and you got Fox News, aka Fake News Network, the alternative universe. You got Hannity, Laura Ingraham, Judge Jeannie, Tucker Carlson, Fox and Friends, which is Trump's show that he calls in every morning. Then you got Chef Smith, who told it like it was. Judge Napolitano, that tells it like it is. What they don't understand, the Republicans, is they bitched about it being closed door. They took over the secret room down there. If the Democrats wanted to be pricks about it, under the U.S. Constitution, they could not walk in there with their iPhones, cell phones. They broke the law. That's a secure room. No electronic devices in that room. Now, if the Democrats wanted to be pricked, they could have had them all arrested, taken out in handcuffs, their phones seized, and that would have been it. And the Republicans would have looked like total assholes. Democrats didn't do that. Democrats said, nah. They made asses out of themselves, let it go. But then you got Scalise, Jim Jordan, Mark Meadows, McCarthy, Lindsey Graham, the right Trumpers, the alt-right people, the Freedom Caucus assholes. Scalise, when he got shot on the baseball field, it was Democrats that saved his ass. Yeah, Democrats. Jim Jordan, he was at Ohio State, and he never opened his mouth about the sexual abuse of little boys, of boys and girls, by the gymnastics coach and the track coach. He never opened his mouth. Now, Jim Jordan is just as guilty as the guy that went to prison for life for doing that, because Jim Jordan knew about it. Mark Meadows got his head up his ass. McCarthy got his head up his ass. Collins from Georgia, with his dumb wired glasses and shit. It's a fake investigation. Now, it's going to be public hearing, and they gave Trump's attorneys to go in there and ask questions. Now, my question is, they found out who locked the call up. Now they're picking on a decorated Iraq War veteran that's still a military man. He's a lieutenant colonel. Fox News called him not treason, espionage. It's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. Trump put out a transcript, supposedly. It's not a transcript. It's the... Oh, how can you put it? It's not the transcript, though. The transcript has never been released by Trump. What it is a summary of the call. But the summary of the call is so damning when he tells the Ukraine president, oh, by the way, though, I need you to do this for me. About Burisma, Joe Biden, about the server, it's corrupt, blah, 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 blah. But they try and turn the tables that it was from 2016. No, 2016 already been told by the Mueller report and the FBI and the CIA and everyone else, this, intelligence community, that Russia hampered the elections. It's already been done. It's already been litigated. And this bullshit about they're trying to get Trump out because he was legally elected president. The fucker wasn't legally elected president. He won by the Electoral College, which was put in place to stop someone that, like Trump, from being in office. But he won enough votes in the Electoral College in 3 states, okay, which were in question. Because the Republicans stacked those states. It should have been evenly Democrats and Republicans on the Electoral College. No, they didn't do that. It was all Republicans. But he still won it by 145 votes, the Electoral College. So he didn't win the common vote. The people's vote. Hillary won that by 2.5 million or 4.5 million, something like that. So that's that, But the Republicans were bitching about it. It wasn't in the open. Trump didn't have a say and all that stuff. Well, when you have something that goes to the grand jury, which this is like a grand jury, the investigation starts. I'm going to tell you straight up, from being in law enforcement in the past and stuff like that, you don't tell the suspect what you're doing. You do not tell a suspect, and having a criminal justice degree, and you just don't tell a suspect what you're doing. You don't do it. You come to your findings, and then you release it to the prosecutor, and that's it. That's your findings. Well, more shit's coming out that Trump did do something wrong, and he done something wrong way back before the Ukraine call. Rudy Giuliani was doing a shadow foreign policy for over a year. 2017 he started this shit. Rudy did. So Rudy's the one that's going to wind up going to jail, which is sad because he's a dumb shit. He's got dementia and Alzheimer's and everything else. But the Democrats pulled the rug out from underneath him the other day. Said, "Okay, fine, all right. We'll go ahead and do it. We'll go ahead and do it. We'll go ahead and open up the hearings. We'll have public hearings. All these people that went before this will go before this. Okay. Now, John Bolton's assistant went in. He had a subpoena. Bolton made a big old squawk about he'd like to say that. Then Bolton says, well, I'm not just going to show up. You have to subpoena me. So they're going to subpoena Bolton's ass. Bolton is the one that basically told Trump and them, I'm not going to be part of this drug deal you guys are doing. Bolton's old school. Okay? Now, Bolton knows what happened in there. Bolton knows exactly what happened. Okay? Now, the NSA assistant attorney in the White House works for us, the people. Us. Not for the president, for us. He chose on himself to hide that call on the back server and lock it up. But he doesn't realize that call is still there. That the FBI has that call now. The NSA has that call now. Doesn't realize that. They can get their hands on that call when they want to. Okay? But like I said, the Democrats totally screwed Trump up his ass. Okay, we'll give you a hearing. We'll also let you call witnesses. We'll also let your attorneys go in and ask questions. I mean, there's not much that questions they can ask. Trump went on TV. Yeah. Ukraine. You need to investigate the Bidens. China, you too. Then you got Mulvaney that says, yeah, we held the money. It's standard procedure. We do that all the time. Get over it. I mean, that's sad that these fuckers do this out in front of the people. And the people, I'm being honest, the Trump supporters they're clueless and they're uneducated people of this country. And when I say uneducated, they're not streetwise or educated to the point where they know what's going on in the world. They're in a little bubble. They're in an alternate universe. An alternate universe. Fox News gives them that alternate universe. Now, Rupert Murdoch is a big Trump supporter. He gives Trump millions and millions of dollars. Now, what Trump's doing now with Lindsey Graham, Corey, the ones that are vulnerable, his senators that are vulnerable during election, he's offering them money if they back him. That's illegal. You cannot give someone money to do something for you. It's called bribery. Trump does shit that it's out of the norm totally. If Obama would have done some of the shit that Trump done, they would have lynched Obama in the White House and they would have hung him from a tree out there. They would have. I mean, the Republicans were like that. But when you got Mitch McConnell and the Republicans bitching about the Democrats have done nothing, the Democrats have passed 258 bills. 1, prescription drug prices, extended background checks, women's rights to earn equal amounts of pay as men. Okay? The Dreamers Act they passed. That anyone that has been here before a certain date and they abided by the rules, no criminal background, going to school, going to college, they become doctors, paramedics, lawyers, stuff like that, that they should have the right to stay in this country. They passed that. I got a list of them. I'll go ahead and list them when I'm done with this. There's 258 or 59 of them. One of them was they would give Trump his NAFTA 2.0 if Mitch McConnell passed the bills that they put to him. Mitch McConnell said, no, fuck you, I'm not going to pass those bills. So they won't sign the NAFTA 2.0. That's it. And as far as Trump and the economy has been trickling down from Obama. Trump has nothing to do with this. Unemployment, I'm going to say this and I'm going to say it again. He brags about how blacks and Hispanics and whites are gainfully employed. I'm going to post this on Trump's Twitter feed. Fuck you, you're lying, you bag of shit. Because they're not. They're not better off than they were 4 years ago. First off, the numbers for jobs is skewed. If you're not on unemployment, you're not being reported. Okay? Understand me. Blacks, whites, Hispanics, everyone. If you're not on unemployment, you're not being reported to the government. Understand me? So, there's no way of reporting if you're employed or not because you're not in the system getting unemployment. Okay? Think about it. If you're not on unemployment, which they use to report the unemployed, that's it. You're not being reported. So the jobs numbers of people unemployed is bullshit. Total bullshit. To the alternate universe there. Trump's thinking in an alternate universe. And the other thing, Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, all the ones that have re-election in 2020 are afraid of him. They're afraid if they turn on him that they will see the wrath of Genghis Khan Trump. The thing is, they turn on him and they impeach him. Listen to me. They turn on him and impeach him before the 2020 elections. Guess what? He's out of the White House. He can't do shit to him. He can't do shit to him. That's it. They are afraid of him that he's going to primary them and do whatever they're going to do to them. If they impeach him by any choice, boom, he's going to be walked out the White House the same day it most probably happens and he's impeached, or the next day. U.S. Marshals are going to walk his ass out the White House, get Melania, his little son, get all the cast of clowns out of there. Jarrett, his daughter, who's and she's going to be indicted in New York, according to NPR, for financial crimes, for putting fake documents on properties to get tax breaks in the state of New York. She's going to be indicted on that. It's coming up down the tubes real soon. Rudy, he's under investigation, which is under national security realms. So Rudy put himself in the middle of some kind of shit. Rudy was a highly respected prosecutor. They can't even lock his ass up in a federal penitentiary because he put so many people in there. If he does go in there, he better get the KY gel and some condoms because he's going to be Bubba's bitch. I'm being honest with you. Then they come up with this bullshit about Epstein was killed by Clinton and Deep State. Epstein was not killed by Clinton or Deep State. The medical examiner in New York came out with their findings. It was consistent of him tying the thing around his neck and jumping off of the bunk. Okay? And jumping off the bunk, and he snapped his neck. Okay? No one killed Epstein. But his embarrassment of that he got caught the second time. So, that's bullshit that someone killed him. But like I said, we have an alternate universe. We have Trump supporters that think Trump done nothing wrong. No matter what they do, they done nothing wrong. Just like it was embarrassing for him to go to the Nationals game. Fox News showed a clip of people waving the Trump hats at the game, right? It never happened. That was from his rally, one of his rallies in Texas. The people waving the hats. If you look at it real good, PolitiFact went back and looked at it. It was from one of his rallies in Texas. Fox News put the hats out there. From the moment he walked in there, in the National Stadium, the chants went out, lock him up, he's a criminal, lock him up, lock him up. And he sits there with that smile on his face waving, and they're telling him to lock him up. The tables will turn on him. Usually when he goes to rallies, he's still talking about lock her up, meaning Hillary. This is 2019. It's not 2016, 2015. This is 2019. Get the shit together, dumb fuck Trump supporters. It's sad. You guys are living in the past. You're in an alternative universe, in an alternative bubble there. But he sat there with a smile on his face, and it had to be embarrassing for Melania to sit there with him and say, "Oh my God, this idiot! He thinks they're talking his language." And then he wanted to talk to the team. He wanted to throw out the first ball And the Nationals said, no, 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 no. You're not going to throw out the first ball. Sorry, ain't going to happen. Then he went to go into the clubhouse after the game and talk to him, and the Nationals baseball team said, no, 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 no. You leave after the seventh inning. Leave. Get out of here before everyone starts leaving. Leave. 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 Show up late. Leave early. We want you out of here. The Nationals baseball team asked him to do that. Now he wants the Nationals to go to the White House so he can congratulate them. They don't want to have nothing to do with it. They don't want to be part of his political bullshit, they said. Just like he went after Megan Rapinoe from the U.S. soccer team. He went after Kaepernick. He doesn't understand. People have the right to choose what they want to believe in and what they want to say under the First Amendment. There is injustice. There is injustice in this country. There is. And I'm going to say it straight up. There are police officers that shouldn't even be police officers. I mean, look what happened in Pittsburgh with the racist cops that were tweeting. Look what happened in the Border Patrol with the racist cops that were tweeting shit. Even Phoenix PD had the same thing. When you become a police officer, you're sworn to uphold the Constitution of the United States, your state constitution, and to protect and serve the people of your community that you're serving. Okay? Whether color, race, gender, you to protect them. That's the bottom line. You protect the people of your community. It's sad that, how can I put it to you? Trump has used the narrative, and Pence has used the narrative, that abortion is bad, being gay is bad. There is nothing in the Bible about abortion or being gay. And I got news for you. I got a copy of the Quran. Yep, I've had it for years. And it translates into English. Okay? There is nothing in the Quran about being gay or having abortions. Nothing in it. So Trump's using religion to back the far right's agenda to do away with abortion and do away with gay people. Mike Pence, for one, total white privileged dude. Just like Trump, white privileged. Thinks that gay people are the scum of the earth. Thinks a woman doesn't have the right to choose. Personally, I think a woman has the right to choose. I have friends that are gay. I have friends that are bisexual. I have friends that are transgender, that have gone from being a guy to a woman and from a woman to a guy. They're still my friends. I still love them. I have a guy that's gay. A buddy of mine is gay. And he wears the most flamboyant shit that you could ever see. He lives here in Tucson. He wears the most flamboyant shit. Colors like pop. He designs clothes. They pop. Boom. And when I ask him, so why the color? He goes, I need things to pop. Papa Joe. Joe, I need things to pop. And I will hug him. I'll give him a kiss. I mean, he's my bro. For who he is, not what he is. You have the right to love who you want to love in this world. Let them be gay, bisexual, whatever, black, white, We all bleed the same color blood. We're all pink on the inside when you cut us open. Our hearts beat the same. The only thing is our skin color is different. I know what racism is. I grew up in the lower Ninth Ward, New Orleans, in the 1960s. Went to St. Louis Cathedral School where the bathrooms were marked white colored. Water fountains, white colored. My two best friends in grade school were Leon and Sydney, blacks. They lived in the Florida projects, 3 blocks from my house. I never had a problem going to walk in the streets of New Orleans in the lower Ninth Ward back then. My mom used to send me to the little corner market, John Fro's. She'd call up, make her order. I'd walk over there, pick up the groceries, and walk 2 blocks home. I mean, never had a problem. I mean, and then we get Trump in there, and we have a guy that's manipulated people through his whole life. He's done lies through his whole life. He got a letter saying that he had bone spurs, that the letter was fake, that the doctor's daughter said the doctor never wrote the letter. Never saw him. So that's that. I mean, he was afraid to go to war. And as far as him treating the soldiers right, the VA hospital is still a dog hospital. The VA hospital is still a dog hospital. I'm being honest with you. There are still people dying to get into the VA hospital for help. Their mental health system sucks. The one in Tucson is a piece of shit hospital. Believe me, I've been in there. Oh my God, it looks like a dog hospital. It looks like a dog hospital. I mean, it's sad. We go there, we give our lives for this country. Like in Syria, Trump needs to be held accountable for what he did to the Kurds, the genocide, by letting Turkey and Russia do what they wanted to do. And Assad. The worst part of this whole thing is he's got Trump Twin Towers in Istanbul, Turkey. Think real hard. Turkey was giving him shit about those towers, and all of a sudden he decided he's going to let Turkey invade northern Syria. So he moved the troops out, let the Kurds get their asses kicked, let 800 ISIS loose, and his words are, they'll just go back to where they came from. No. You just created a mess for everyone in the Middle East, dumb fuck. Now he moves in to protect the oil fields in northeastern Syria by Iraq and Jordan. And to listen to him talk, we have to protect the oil. We've been over there and we protected them. We deserve that oil. Just like when we invaded Iraq. We should have taken their oil. He doesn't understand. You cannot take a foreign country's oil for payment. You cannot do that. You can't do that. Just like he said, 2,500 troops to Saudi Arabia. Now, wait a minute. Get me if I'm wrong. Saudi Arabia killed a U.S. citizen, Khashoggi. Cut him up in pieces. And Trump never said a word. Trump never said a word. Never said, don't do it. Don't do it. Never said a word to the Crown Prince. But we're protecting their oil. Why are we protecting their oil when Saudi Arabia has one of the biggest military apparatuses in the Middle East. They got our F-35 jets. They got our F-14 jets, F-17 jets, B-1 bombers. They got the javelins. They got everything we have, the missiles that we gave them, that we sold them. Like Trump says, they give us cash. No, they don't give us cash. They don't give us cash. But by all rights, Trump went in there and gutted the Clean Air Act. He gutted the Endangered Species Act. He done tax cuts for the top 2% plus the corporations that was supposed to bring jobs back. Jobs did not come back to the United States. He's bullshitting people. Bullshitting people. No jobs have come back to the United States. There are people in this country working 2 and 3 jobs to survive. Wages have not gone up. The Congress also put in a wage, the pickup minimum wage. I don't know if you guys know this, but federal minimum wage is, you ready for this? $7.50 an hour. Federal minimum wage, $7.50 an hour. That has not been raised since 1979 or 78 to the 50 cents. It was $7.25. I mean, think about this. $7.50 an hour federal minimum wage. So technically, anyone in the United States can say, oh, fuck you, I'm not paying you the $15 an hour. I'm going to pay you $7.50 federal minimum wage. They put it up to $15 an hour minimum wage. The Congress did. They passed the bill to bring the minimum wage up to $15 an hour. It's sitting on Moscow Mitch's desk. But it pisses me off that these idiots keep saying the Democrats have done nothing. They've done nothing. They haven't passed any bills. They have. They have. Just like a lot of people, you guys didn't know this, but Trump signed an executive order doing away with pre-existing conditions on the Affordable Care Act. Did you guys know that the other day? He signed an executive order. He has no right to sign an executive order on that. Just like they keep fucking around with Social Security. That's not the government's money. That's our money. That's our annuities. We put that money in. We pay that. Along with our employers. We pay that. Not the federal government. But they still think they can cut it and cut it and cut it. A 1.6 raise. Last year it was 2.6. This year it's 1.6 and everything's gone up. Worse. I mean, like I said, I keep looking at that video of Ronald Reagan. Are you better off after 4 years? If you are, vote for me. If you're not, don't vote for me. Ronald Reagan. I had respect for the man. George W. Bush. I had respect for him. Junior, I had some respect for him. We should have never gone back into Iraq and left it a shithole, but we did. You know, after the first Gulf War, we left Iraq in one piece that the people could survive and have a vibrant future, but we went in there and fucked it up on a lie. Him and Dick Cheney. And nothing happened to them. Obama, people say Obama didn't do shit. Well, if it wasn't for Obama, the car industry in the United States would be gone. More people would have lost their houses. Obama done a lot for this country. The banks would have closed, would have folded up if he hadn't done what he did. People were making money. Inflation was at a even off level. It's gone up since Trump got in. Cost of food has gone up to the skyrocketed. And people don't understand. Because of his tariffs on China. I saw a thing on BBC. A family in Iowa that had a farm for 110 years. 110 years. They had to sell the farm because Trump's bailout. You know how much Trump's bailout was for a year for them? $41,000 check that they got. The guy showed the check, $41,000. That was the bailout. It wasn't millions and millions and millions. It was $49,000. So they had to sell the farm. They auctioned off all the equipment that they could get. It was like $150,000 they got. Then they turned around and they wanted to sell the farm. It was 145. I think it was. No, wait. It was a good sized farm. It took up basically half the size of Tucson. And they put it on the market. And they sold that land for $42.6 million. $42.6 million. And the guy's like in his 30s. He goes, I promised my grandfather and my great-grandfather I would never sell this farm. I would never sell this farm. And I had to. Because I could not afford to keep it running. Thanks to Trump. Because what they were doing, they were selling grain to China. All their 90% of their grain was going to China. And people don't understand. You go to Walmart and you pick up a box of dishes made in China. Pots made in China. This iPhone made in China. Yeah. And look at the prices that everything's gone up at Walmart. You could buy a set of dishes for like $14. Now they're $26. A set of pots for about $17. They're now $42. Things have gone up. Now, as far as our local politics, oh my God, it's getting close. One word, Ed Ackersley for mayor. Regina, no. That's all I got to say. I mean, this whole thing our country has turned on everyone. No one wants to help anyone. No one wants to pay it forward. You got apartment complexes like HSL Properties that thinks they can charge you for something that they're giving you, an amenity that they're giving you, the sparkling pools, the relaxing hot tubs, the laundry rooms. They want to charge us electricity and water for those. And they can't give us a price on it. And then they didn't go around and ask everyone to sign the damn agreement because they can't make you sign an agreement in the middle of your lease by state law. But they didn't do that. They sent them out registered mail and no one went to pick them up. So it was about 400 letters that went back to them not signed. And their exact words is they can raise it anyway because they have the letter that they sent registered mail. No, I'm not going to pay it. A lot of people in here aren't going to pay that extra money come January 1. It's bullshit because it's estimated to go up, raise our rent $50. Bullshit. Just like the crazy bitch that runs this place. A guy died in an apartment in the back of the apartment. He lay there for a month and a half. He died. Over almost a year ago. The place stunk. Death has a smell that, unless you've ever seen it or smelt it, it's horrendous. The place stayed locked up for almost 4 months. She gets the guys to go put the carpet in there. They tear the carpet out. The spot where he laid in the hallway and the body decomposed, was still there. The spot was still there from his body fluids. The guys picked up the carpet with nothing on their hands, no gloves or anything. They took the carpet out. They put the new carpet down, the padding and everything. They painted the walls. She goes in there to check the apartment. She didn't even get in the front door before she closed it, and the stench was so bad. And I'm standing there, I'm laughing at her, and she goes, "What are you laughing about, Joe?" I told you, I gave you a name of someone that has a death cleanup business in Tucson. Death cleanup. That means they go in, they clean the apartments, they sanitize it, everything. And I would have had him do it for a minimum cost to the apartment complex because he knows me. And we're bros. He would have done it. You didn't call him. But no, you went in there, you put the carpet down, which you spent money on carpet, you painted it, thinking you could rent this place to people. And when they open up that door and they show people that apartment, the horrendous smell of death comes out. I mean, the door is locked. The door is locked, and you can walk up to the door and you can smell the death. That's how stupid and greedy this apartment complex is. Sycamore Creek and HSL Properties. Now I'm going to appeal to the two city councilmen on my Facebook page, Fambres and Cunningham. They want $45 million to revamp the Hotel Arizona downtown. Tell them, fuck you. Fuck you. Don't even let Rio Nuevo give them the $45 million. It's not our place to give him money to revamp a hotel that he ran into the ground. We have to stop it. Stop the bleeding. The city don't have money to pay police officers, but they're going to loan him $45 million to get a hotel rehabbed? Fuck no. Fuck no. Tear the motherfucker down and build a parking lot. Tear it down and build a parking lot. We need another parking lot downtown. We're building another hotel next to the TCC that should have been torn down and rehabbed. But no, they keep rehabbing the TCC. One day it's going to fall apart on them. The damn thing's been built in the 70s. But like I said, everyone have a good Saturday. Enjoy it. The weather's nice. Clouds are rolling in. I don't know if we have any rain or it would just be overcast. We're supposed to be in like 81 degrees, 79 degrees today, which is cool. Tucson. But like I said, this is my opinion on Trump. He needs to be impeached. He needs to be walked out the White House. End of discussion. He's our worst nightmare for the economy. He's a threat to our national security. I mean, they're picking on a highly decorated military man, and his daughter and his son-in-law haven't even had background checks run, and they're roaming around the White House like they own the place. They've never had a background check. Never had a background check done on them. But they're roaming around the background, and Jared has privy to classified information, and he doesn't have a background check. Think about it. Trump said he was going to drain the swamp. He brought the swamp. Rick Perry, the dumbest fuck ever as Texas governor, as the energy secretary. Oh my God. Rick Perry is the dumbest fuck I've ever seen. Now he's been subpoenaed by the impeachment inquiry. Rick Perry was part of this shit. They even subpoenaed Mike Pence because Mike Pence was part of this shit. It's sad. Trump pulled a lot of people into his shit to protect him. You can't protect a narcissist and a criminal. Eventually, the shit's going to hit the fan, and the shit hits the fan, and then it gets deeper and deeper. You got to get the boots out and give it up. Like Bill Maher said, you want to be a billionaire? We can make you a billionaire, dude. We can make you a billionaire. We can make you a billionaire. Here's my check for $1 million. Look, remember when I said your dad was an orangutan? Well, I still mean your dad was an orangutan. He looked like an orangutan. And Bill Maher shows a picture of Trump and his dad, and the guy did look like a orangutan, to be honest with you. But Trump sued him for $5 million and went to court, and the judge says, get out of here, you're joking, right? You're suing him for $5 million because he showed a picture of an orangutan and that your dad looked like an orangutan? He goes, dismissed. So Bill Maher shows a check for $1 million, and then he starts flipping. He starts showing names of people like Cher, De Niro, Oprah, Lady Gaga, Bono. I mean, performers with numbers next to him: 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million. And then he goes to athletes: LeBron, 1 million. You know, all these athletes, $1 million. There were about 10 of them. It came out to $1.8 billion. $1.8 billion that they were going to give him. And Bill Maher's exact words is, you've always wanted to be a billionaire? I can make you a billionaire, but here's the catch. Here's the catch. You walk out the White House, Mike Pence doesn't pardon you for anything. You take your punishment like a man. Take your punishment like a man. You walk like a man. Walk out that White House. Turn yourself into the state of New York. Let them prosecute you to the full extent of the law. And you tell the federal government, prosecute me to the full extent of the law. I did wrong. Go ahead and do it. And I'll give you the $1.8 billion. You'll be a billionaire. Melania and your son will be well taken care of. Your empire will be gone, but you'll have the $1.8 billion to make Melania a billionaire. The woman you love, supposedly. But wait, you didn't love her because you went around fucking every little bitch that you could get your dick into. Bill Maher said that. He goes, every little bitch you could get your dick into by grabbing their pussy, you thought you could get them, and you were still married to Melania. A beautiful woman that you couldn't even go home and get in bed, but you went out and you grabbed pussy and thought it was funny. But you take your punishment like a man, we'll give you the $1.8 billion. Trump never took him off on it. If, you know, he'd be a billionaire. So, but like I said, he is a threat to our national security. I mean, and then he's got, oh God, the Trumpers talking about civil war. Civil war. I mean, what the fuck? Civil war in the United States? I don't think the police departments would let that go, and I surely don't think the National Guard and the military would let that go. Because if he orders a civil war, someone's gonna walk him out of the White House in handcuffs. Because he's turning these people loose on citizens of the United States. You can't do that. Like I said, the Republicans aren't thinking, because if they impeach him, he can't do anything to them. He's out of the White House. But then we got to deal with Mike Pence for a year. Which you know Mike Pence is not electable as a president. The privileged white boy is not electable. So that's that. You know, it's a moot point. As far as Bernie and Elizabeth Warren and the cast of clowns, Beto walked away. I'm being honest with you. Look at Iowa. Elizabeth Warren, Bernie, Mayor Pete, and Biden. That's going to be the three that's going to be running. 4, actually. Bernie and Elizabeth Warren with the Medicare for all, you can't do it. You cannot do it. The cost is going to be extremely high. But here's the thing, they don't realize. Medicare is run by the private insurance companies. Aetna, United Healthcare, Blue Cross Blue Shield. All the big insurance companies run Medicare. I have United Healthcare Dual Complete. Okay? I pay nothing for none of my medical stuff. I pay $1.25 for my prescriptions or Medicare. And they don't realize that you still have to pay $138 Medicare premium when you're on Medicare and you're on Social Security. You still have to pay that $138 a month, which is bullshit. I don't know why I have to pay that if I've already paid it. But like I said, you cannot have Medicare for all. Joe Biden's plan, bring the Affordable Care Act back to where it was and make it better. That's what he needs. That's what needs to be done. But I look at what Mayor Pete says. You got to connect with the people of this country. We are one. We are the owners of this country. Not the president, not the cabinet, not the, whoever else. We are the owners of this country. We own this country. Just like this city. The mayor, the city council don't own this city. We own this city. We pay the taxes. We own the city. We have a say-so. We have a police department that is non-functional. We have some cops on TPD. I'll be honest with you. They're total assholes. I'll be straight up and honest with you. They're total assholes. They have no compassion for the people in this city. They will get in your face and tell you shit. I'm being honest with you. They should not be cops in Tucson. They forget. They work for us. We pay their paychecks. They protect and serve us. We don't protect and serve them. We don't have to be afraid of them. There are some in this city that needs to be gone. There are some cops in the United States that needs to be gone. They forget. They work for the people. They protect and serve the people of this country. They forget that. They don't make the decisions on if they're going to lock someone up because they don't look right to them. You don't make that decision. Everyone have a good Saturday, good Sunday. Relax, take it easy. Be aware of your surroundings. Don't let yourself become a victim. Enjoy the weekend. My rant for the week on Trump, I'll put it on YouTube. I'm going to edit a few things and send Trump. Here's a copy of it on his Twitter feed. Everyone have a good day. Take care. Bye.